Hi and welcome to Hindi की पाठशाला. Today we are going to read the lesson अक्षरों का महत्व, which is chapter 5 of the textbook Vasant for standard 6th. अक्षरों का महत्व means the importance of alphabets. I'm sure all of you know that we all speak different languages. We are also write those languages by using symbols which stand for different sounds. Now these symbols in English are called the alphabet, while in Hindi they are called akshar. Aksharon ka mahatva means the importance of alphabets in our daily life. Aksharon ki kahani means the story of alphabets. ये पुस्तक अक्षरों से बनी है. This book is made of alphabets. सारी पुस्तकें अक्षरों से बनी हैं. All books that you see around you and all the books that are printed in this world are use alphabets of some kind or the other. तरह तरह की पुस्तकें, तरह तरह के अक्षर. Different kinds of books and different kinds of alphabets or symbols used to denote sounds and then those sounds which mean something. दुनिया में अब तक करोड़ों पुस्तकें छप चुकी है. In the world by today, crores of books have been printed. That is, tens of millions of books have been printed. हजारों पुस्तकें रोज छपती है. Thousands of books are printed every day. तरह तरह के अक्षरों में हजारों की तादाद में रोज ही समाचार पत्र छपते रहते हैं. Now, newspapers are printed all over the world in different languages. And even these newspapers use thousands of alphabets to convey information and news to all the people who read them. इन सब के मूल में है अक्षर. The basic of all these books and newspapers and magazines and other things that are printed is the alphabet. हम कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकते कि यदि आदमी अक्षरों को ना जानता तो आज इस दुनिया का क्या हाल होता. Can you imagine what would have happened if the human being had not discovered alphabets? What would happen to us today? How will we be able to read? How will we be able to speak? How will we be able to communicate our thoughts? How will we send news from one place to the other without alphabets? कोई कह सकता है कि हम अक्षरों को अनादि काल से जानते हैं. Some people believe that man knew alphabets for many years ago, millions of years ago. अक्षरों का ज्ञान हमें किसी ईश्वर से मिला है. Some people believe that we have got the alphabets because of God. God taught us the alphabet. God gave men the alphabet to read and write and understand what is happening around us. पुराने ज़माने के लोग सचमुच ही सोचते थे कि अक्षरों की खोज ईश्वर ने की है. Now this belief that God has given us languages is especially found among people who are now in their old age or in past their middle age. पर आज हम जानते हैं कि अक्षरों की खोज किसी ईश्वर से नहीं बल्कि स्वयं आदमी ने की है. But today with all the recent discoveries, with the historical research that is being done, it has been proved that it is not God but man who made the alphabets. अब तो हम ये भी जानते हैं कि किन अक्षरों की खोज किस देश में किस समय हुई. Now historians have also proved which alphabet or which language was found in which year and in which country or in which place of the world. हमारी यह धरती लगभग 5 अरब साल पुरानी है. The earth is more than 5 billion years old. 2-3 अरब साल तक इस धरती पर किसी प्रकार के जीव जंतु नहीं थे. For 2 to 3 billion years there were no living beings on this earth. फिर करोड़ों साल तक केवल जानवरों और वनस्पतियों का ही इस धरती पर राज्य रहा. After that, for crores of years, only plants and trees and animals of different kinds ruled on this earth, or they were found in abundance. There was no man then. आदमी ने इस धरती पर कोई 5 लाख साल पहले ही जन्म लिया है. Now man came into existence 5 lakh years ago around half a million years ago. और धीरे धीरे उसका विकास हुआ. Gradually he made a lot of progress in science and technology and language and culture and in various other things. कोई 10,000 साल पहले आदमी ने गाँवों को बसाना शुरू कर दिया. Around 10,000 years ago, proof has been found that man started living together in villages. वो खेती करने लगा. He started farming or agriculture. वो पत्थरों के औजारों का इस्तेमाल करता था. He used stone implements or stone weapons in order to eke out his daily existence. Like they use stone plows for farming and they use stone axes for hunting. फिर उसने तांबे और कांसे के भी औजार बनाए. Then came the Bronze Age and the Iron Age. प्रागैतिहासिक मानव ने सबसे पहले चित्रों के जरिए अपने भाव व्यक्त किए. प्रागैतिहासिक means prehistoric, means before history began to be written. The man that existed did not know actually what use symbols could be put to. That was before the advent of language. So he used to carve or to draw or to paint images of animals, birds and other human beings in caves. इन चित्र संकेतों से बाद में भाव संकेत अस्तित्व में आए. Now first kind of symbols that were used were only pictures of various animals and plants and human beings and also what happened in their daily life. This was displayed only through pictures, and after that only these pictures really became the kind of quite similar to the alphabetical symbols that we use today, and that is when man started using these symbols to express his emotions or express his feelings. जैसे एक छोटे वृत्त के चहु और किरणों की द्योतक रेखाएं खींचने पर वो सूर्य का चित्र बन जाता था. For example, a man used to carve out a small circle and then draw lines emanating from the circumference of that circle, and that became like the rays of the sun. So that symbol of that circle with the rays pointing away or raised away from the circle circumference, that began to be denoted or used as symbols for lights. Now you also see that the same symbols are now used in mobile phones and in computers to denote the weather. For example, if the weather is going to be sunny, then you will see on the application or app as they call it on your mobile that the sun is shining brightly. That sun symbol with yellow, it means that the day is going to be sunny. If the symbol is half sun and half that of a cloud, then it's going to be a cloudy day. And if there is no sun and only the clouds, that means it's going to be dark and cloudy. And if there is the symbol of a cloud and some lines with breaks pointing downwards, it means that it's going to rain. Okay, so the use of symbols that prehistoric man discovered around 5 lakh or half a million years ago, that is still being used. So look at the power of these symbols. तब जाकर काफ़ी देर बाद में आदमी ने अक्षरों की खोज की. And after many thousands of years after beginning to communicate through symbols, that is when man discovered the power or the actual use of these alphabets. अक्षरों की खोज के सिलसिले को शुरू हुए मुश्किल से 6,000 साल हुए हैं. The use of alphabets or the use of symbols as alphabets or the alphabets of any particular language began around 6,000 years ago. केवल 6,000 साल, just 6,000 years. अक्षरों की खोज के साथ एक नए युग की शुरुआत हुई. Now with the advent of using symbols as alphabets, or you can actually call this the beginning of languages, it began a new era in human history. आदमी अपने विचार और अपने हिसाब किताब को लिख कर रखने लगा. man began to write down his experiences and even some accounts, and what he did every day, of what he did with his farm produce, or what he did with some coins that he had. All these began to be written, and that is when history came into being first. History could be the writing of history, or what you call that, the communication of various events and record keeping of various events, which is now called history, began with the advent of the language, which in turn began with the advent of alphabets. तब से मानव को सभ्य कहा जाने लगा. That is when people began talking of the human civilization, that when he started communicating and recording his experiences and feelings, and what events have occurred in and around that place where the symbols were created. That is when man began to be known as civilized. आदमी ने जब से लिखना शुरू किया तब से इतिहास आरंभ हुआ. Like I said, when man discovered the art of writing through alphabets, that is when history began to be recorded. किसी भी कौम या देश का इतिहास तब से शुरू होता है जब से आदमी के लिखे हुए लेख मिलने लग जाते हैं. The history of any country or any place can be judged today through the writings or the carvings using language that could be found in various places. इस प्रकार इतिहास को शुरू हुए मुश्किल से 6000 साल हुए हैं. So all in all, history is just around 6000 years old. Before that, no one can quite confidently say that, okay, this is what has happened. This confidence came only after the alphabets were developed, that is around 6000 years ago, and that is called the recording of real history began then. उसके पहले के काल को प्रागैतिहासिक काल यानी इतिहास के पहले का काल कहा जाता है. The era before this period is known as the prehistoric era, or the era that occurred before history began to be written. अतः हम देखते हैं कि यदि आदमी अक्षरों की खोज नहीं करता तो आज हम इतिहास को न जान पाते. So all in all, it is quite clear that if man would not have discovered the use of the alphabet, then we would never know history at all. हम ये न जान पाते कि पिछले कुछ हजार सालों में आदमी किस प्रकार रहता था. We would never know a few thousand years ago how man actually lived, क्या क्या सोचता था, what all things he would think of in his mind, and कौन कौन राजा हुए इत्यादि, and what kind of kings, who were the kings, and what they did during their lifetimes. We would not have known unless there was history, which we would not have known unless the languages would have been developed, and languages would not have been developed unless the alphabets were developed. अक्षरों की खोज मनुष्य की सबसे बड़ी खोज है. Now, the discovery of, or the invention of alphabets is the biggest discovery of man. अक्षरों की खोज करने के बाद ही मनुष्य अपने विचारों को लिख कर रखने लगा. It is only after finding out how to use alphabets to communicate feelings and to describe daily routines of life. After that only man began to write down his experiences and his thoughts. इस प्रकार एक पीढ़ी के ज्ञान का इस्तेमाल दूसरी पीढ़ी करने लगी. So what happened was, in due course of time, the experiences of one generation began to be known by the people of the next generation. अक्षरों की खोज करने के बाद पिछले 6000 सालों में मानव जाति का तेजी से विकास हुआ. After the discovery of alphabets in the past 6000 years, human being has progressed very fast. ये महत्व है अक्षरों का और उनसे बनी हुई लिपियों का. This is the importance of alphabets and the language that was created through these alphabets. अतः हम सबको अक्षरों की कहानी मालूम होनी चाहिए. That is why we all should know the story behind the languages. आज जिन अक्षरों को हम पढ़ते या लिखते हैं वे कब बनाए गए, कहाँ बनाए गए और किसने बनाए गए, ये जानना ज़रूरी भी है. So the alphabets or languages that we know today, it will help us a lot if we know when they were made or created, where they were created and who created them. This knowledge helps a great deal in moving human civilization forward. This lesson is written by Gunakar Mule.